Yes, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, allows for the use of Unistrut as a raceway, according to NEC Article 380.3. The number of conductors allowed in the Unistrut depends on the size of the Unistrut and the insulation thickness of the conductors. The NEC does not provide a specific formula for calculating the number of conductors allowed in a raceway. However, it does provide a general method for calculating the area of a raceway and the percentage of fill allowed for conductors. The area of the raceway equals the inside width multiplied by the inside height, expressed in square inches. The percentage of fill equals the area of the conductors divided by the area of the raceway, then multiplied by 100. Considering number 12 American wire gauge, or AWG THHN conductors, the conductor area is 0.38 square inches and the insulation thickness is 0.90 inches. Assuming a Unistrut size of 1.625 inches by 1.625 inches, the inside width is 1.625 inches and the inside height is 1.625 inches, making the area of the raceway 1.625 multiplied by 1.625, which equals 2.64 square inches. The percentage of fill allowed, according to NEC Article 380.3, is 40% for one layer of conductors and 50% for two layers of conductors. Considering one layer of conductors, 40% equals the area of conductors divided by 2.64, then multiplied by 100. Therefore, the area of conductors equals 2.64 multiplied by 0.4, which is 1.56 square inches. The number of conductors equals the area of conductors divided by the conductor area, or 1.56 divided by 0.38, which equals 28 conductors. Therefore, you can install up to 28 number 12 AWG THHN conductors in a 1.625 inch by 1.625 inch Unistrut raceway with one layer of conductors. This calculation assumes that the conductors are run in a single layer and that the insulation thickness is the same for all conductors. If the conductors are run in multiple layers, or if the insulation thickness varies, the calculation may need to be adjusted. Let's delve deeper into the specifics of using Unistrut as a raceway, expanding on the initial calculation and touching upon some important considerations for practical application and code compliance. Firstly, it's important to understand the implications of using Unistrut as a raceway. A raceway, by definition, is an enclosed channel designed and used expressly for holding wires, cables, or bus bars. Unistrut, while primarily designed as a support system, can indeed function as a raceway when properly utilized and in accordance with the NEC. The key here is proper installation and adherence to the fill requirements. Let's revisit the conductor fill calculation. The initial calculation provided a solid foundation for understanding how to determine the maximum number of number 12 AWG THHN conductors that can be installed in a specific size of Unistrut, 1.625 inches by 1.625 inches. Now, let's examine some variations and additional factors. As noted, the calculation was based on a single layer of conductors. In reality, it might be difficult to maintain a perfectly single layer arrangement, especially with a larger number of conductors. If the conductors are not neatly arranged in a single layer, the effective area they occupy increases, and the actual fill percentage might exceed the NEC permitted limits. For two layers of conductors, the NEC allows a fill percentage of 50%. Let's recalculate the number of conductors allowed under this condition. Using the same Unistrut dimensions, the allowable area for conductors becomes 2.64 square inches multiplied by 0.5, which equals 1.32 square inches. Dividing this by the conductor area of 0.38 square inches, you get approximately 34.7 conductors. Because you can't install a fraction of a conductor, you would round down to 34 conductors. Therefore, you can install up to 34 number 12 AWG THHN conductors if they are arranged in two layers, provided that the conductors can physically fit and are not compressed or damaged during installation. The type of conductor installation plays a significant role in determining the conductor area. THHN insulation is commonly used due to its heat resistance and thin profile. However, other insulation types, such as THWN or XHHW, have different thicknesses and consequently different overall conductor areas. Always consult the conductor manufacturer's specifications or relevant NEC tables, such as Chapter 9, Table 5, to determine the accurate dimensions and areas for the specific conductors being used. In addition to conductor fill, the NEC has specific requirements for supporting and securing raceways. When using Unistrut as a raceway, it must be adequately supported to prevent sagging or displacement. The spacing between supports depends on several factors, including the weight of the conductors, the type of Unistrut, and local building codes. Typically, supports are required every 5 to 10 feet, but it's essential to consult local regulations and engineering guidelines for specific requirements. Grounding is another critical aspect of electrical installations. When Unistrut is used as a raceway, it must be properly grounded to provide a low impedance path for fault currents. This is typically achieved by connecting the Unistrut to the building's grounding electrode system using approved grounding connectors and conductors. The size of the grounding conductor depends on the size of the circuit conductors and must comply with NEC Table 250.122. Furthermore, any metal enclosures or equipment connected to the Unistrut raceway must also be properly bonded to ensure electrical continuity. When transitioning from Unistrut raceway to other types of wiring methods, such as conduit or cable, appropriate fittings and connectors must be used to maintain the integrity of the raceway system and provide adequate protection for the conductors. These fittings should be listed and labeled for the specific application and must comply with NEC requirements for securing and supporting conductors. Remember that the NEC is updated regularly, typically every 3 years. It is crucial to stay informed about the latest revisions and interpretations to ensure compliance with current regulations. Local jurisdictions may also have additional requirements or amendments to the NEC, so it's always advisable to consult with local electrical inspectors or authorities having jurisdiction (AWG) to confirm compliance with all applicable codes and standards. Always prioritize safety and follow best practices when working with electrical systems. To energize circuits before making connections or modifications, use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, and never work on live circuits unless absolutely necessary and with proper precautions. Proper planning, attention to detail, and adherence to the NEC and local regulations are essential for ensuring a safe and compliant electrical installation when using Unistrut as a raceway. Let's talk a bit more about how to determine the correct size of conductors to use in a Unistrut raceway. Choosing the right conductor size is crucial for both safety and efficiency in electrical installations. Undersized conductors can overheat, leading to insulation damage, fire hazards, and voltage drops that can impair the performance of connected equipment. Conversely, oversized conductors are unnecessarily expensive and can make installations more difficult. The NEC provides guidelines for determining the minimum conductor size based on the ampacity of the circuit. Ampacity refers to the current carrying capacity of a conductor, and it's determined by factors such as the conductor material, insulation type, ambient temperature, and number of conductors in a raceway or cable. NEC Table 310.16 is a commonly used table for determining the allowable ampacity of insulated conductors rated up to 600 volts. This table provides ampacity values for various conductor sizes and insulation types, based on an ambient temperature of 86 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 degrees Celsius, and no more than 3 current carrying conductors in a raceway or cable. When the ambient temperature exceeds 86 degrees Fahrenheit, or when there are more than 3 current carrying conductors in a raceway or cable, the ampacity of the conductors must be derated according to NEC Table 310.15b2 and 310.15b3 respectively. Derating involves reducing the allowable ampacity to account for the increased heat generated by the conductors. For example, if there are 4 to 6 current carrying conductors in a raceway, the allowable ampacity must be derated to 80% of the value listed in NEC Table 310.16. Similarly, If the ambient temperature is higher than 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the allowable ampacity must be derated based on the temperature correction factors provided in NEC Table 310.15b2. Voltage drop is another important consideration when selecting conductor sizes. Voltage drop occurs when the voltage at the load end of a circuit is lower than the voltage at the source end due to the resistance of the conductors. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction or operate inefficiently. The NEC recommends limiting voltage drop to no more than 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. To calculate voltage drop, you can use the following formula: voltage drop equals 2 multiplied by the length of the conductor in feet multiplied by the current in amps multiplied by the impedance of the conductor in ohms per 1,000 feet, all divided by 1,000. The impedance of the conductor depends on the conductor material, size, and type of wiring method. You can find impedance values in NEC Chapter 9, Table 8. Once you have calculated the voltage drop, you can compare it to the recommended limits to determine if the conductor size is adequate. If the voltage drop exceeds the limits, you will need to increase the conductor size to reduce the resistance and lower the voltage drop. In addition to ampacity and voltage drop, you should also consider the terminal temperature ratings of the equipment connected to the circuit. Equipment is typically marked with a terminal temperature rating, which indicates the maximum temperature that the terminals can withstand without damage. The conductors connected to the equipment must have an ampacity that is equal to or greater than the terminal temperature rating. For example, if a circuit breaker is marked with a 75 degrees Celsius terminal temperature rating, the conductors connected to the breaker must have an ampacity that is equal to or greater than the ampacity listed in NEC Table 310.16 for the 75 degrees Celsius column. By carefully considering ampacity, voltage drop, and terminal temperature ratings, you can select the appropriate conductor size for your electrical installation, ensuring safety, efficiency, and compliance with the NEC. Let's expand on the discussion about using Unistrut as a raceway by considering the types of electrical boxes and fittings that are compatible and code compliant. When transitioning from Unistrut to other wiring methods or connecting devices, it's important to use listed and labeled fittings that are specifically designed for the purpose. These fittings ensure secure and reliable connection, maintain the integrity of the raceway system, and comply with NEC requirements. One common type of fitting used with Unistrut is a conduit adapter. Conduit adapters allow you to connect rigid metal conduit, or RMC, intermediate metal conduit, or IMC, or electrical metallic tubing, or IMT, to the Unistrut raceway. These adapters typically consist of a threaded hub that screws into the Unistrut and a connector that attaches to the conduit. When selecting a conduit adapter, make sure that it is sized correctly for the conduit and that it is listed for use with Unistrut. Another type of fitting used with Unistrut is a box connector. Box connectors allow you to connect electrical boxes to the Unistrut raceway. These connectors typically consist of a clamp or set screw that secures the box to the Unistrut. When selecting a box connector, make sure that it is sized correctly for the box and that it is listed for use with Unistrut. Electrical boxes are used to enclose and protect wiring connections such as splices, terminations, and device connections. The NEC requires that all wiring connections be made inside an approved electrical box. When using Unistrut as a raceway, you can mount electrical boxes directly to the Unistrut using box connectors or mounting brackets. There are several types of electrical boxes available, including metal boxes, non-metallic boxes, and weatherproof boxes. Metal boxes are typically made of steel or aluminum and are used in applications where mechanical strength and fire resistance are required. Non-metallic boxes are typically made of PVC or fiberglass and are used in applications where corrosion resistance is required. Weatherproof boxes are designed to protect wiring connections from moisture and other environmental factors. The NEC specifies the minimum size of electrical boxes based on the number and size of conductors and devices contained within the box. NEC Table 314.16 provides the minimum box volume requirements for various box sizes and wiring configurations. When selecting an electrical box, make sure that it has sufficient volume to accommodate all of the conductor's devices, and fittings that will be installed in the box. In addition to electrical boxes, you may also need to use other types of fittings such as bushings, lock nuts, and connectors to complete your Unistrut Raceway system. Bushings are used to protect conductors from abrasion when they enter or exit a raceway or enclosure. Lock nuts are used to secure fittings to electrical boxes and enclosures. Connectors are used to join conductors together and to connect conductors to devices. When selecting fittings, make sure that they are listed and labeled for the specific application and that they are compatible with the conductors and raceway system being used. By using the appropriate electrical boxes and fittings, you can ensure that your Unistrut Raceway system is safe, reliable, and code compliant.